Hey there, folks. It's me, Chris, with Gig Man's Life. Yeah, baby. It's a Gig Man's Life indeed. And of course, this channel is solely dedicated to the freelance gig economy and the gig apps, especially those of rideshare and delivery at times. And of course, after yesterday's report about the story from Miami of the driver in Little Havana having an accident because her passenger on an early Saturday morning got a little frisky and attacked her, and she lost control of her vehicle and crashed the vehicle. But the other thing is, I always stress a lot about getting cameras when you're working and doing these things. And of course, this is not a sponsored video by anybody else except myself. I'm the one who paid for these items, and these are just preliminary reviews of the devices. I will do a eventual shootout between the cameras and what they do. But yeah, I had go over to Best Buy again and spent $80 this time to get a Pioneer H120SC. Kind of funny, the camera is actually that size. But it's funny that the Cobra camera was, its brand name was SC120, so they like to play with those. And this is a 1.5K camera compared to the 2K camera that the Cobra is. But I find from the video, this is being the first one, at 1080p, there's no real reason to go any higher unless you really, really need the extra definition. But that's going to burn up storage. It came with a 64 gigabyte card, which was a lot more than the 16 gigabyte that the SC came with. So I do give them props on this. This is a lot better performing than the SC. The charge adapter isn't a fixed wire with a USB-A plug to use. It's just a USB-C to USB-A cable. And there is an adapter that, as you can see, this is evening, that you can get that hooks it up to the battery or has an ignition, so that it possibly is doing the alarm recording, which means that it's probably got about 30 seconds before the alarm is tripped of buffering, so that if something does happen, boom, it's catching it before it happens, so it sees it and tracks it. I don't know how that's working yet, but since this might be my rear camera, and I will say the app is quite nice. An hour of recording took about 4 gigabytes. And this is 291 in Springfield, Massachusetts. Yes, exit 2. And yeah, you can see the snow all over the place. The consistency of driving and everything else. And, you know, parts of it, yes, I see issues with reflections and stuff, but that's what I gotta deal with. It's good enough to catch my driving. But God, how far it just is like, zoop, right straight down into it. So, as this is just preliminary, first tries at it, and I will tell you, with the rental car, again, I feel naked without that camera. Without some proof of how I was driving, I just can't do it. I feel safer with people, especially doing rideshare. If I can show this is what happened, the problem I have still right now with Uber and their recording from my phone is that it's not consistent in format, because times it will go like this: your phone is too hot, we are only able to record audio at this time, or I don't even know if it is recording, because the animation that says that it should be recording doesn't show up. So, and then on top of it, no access for myself to maintain the recordings or simplifying. This is where I still say that training is needed, because we gotta go and make sure that we take care of the videos and everything else. When people go and say that, you just gotta go from point A to point B. All you had to do was leave it at the door. Every time I hear anybody having that type of excuse, it's usually idiot comments, especially when I comment about situations that are saying, it's training, folks. We wouldn't see a lot of this shit if there was training. And if you think they can't do certain training, you haven't been in the real workforce yet. And it shows when you open up your mouth like that. So, yes, as a review about this, I will say, as a preliminary, it comes with two-sided tape. It comes with the very long power cable, which is useful. I think the adapter that they have that you can buy, and it uses right angle. Oh God, I am so happy that the people who thought about this did USB-C with right angles, so that it's easy to set up. It's easy to get rolling quickly. And if you want to hide it in there later, you take the time and do it. This is a rental vehicle. I am not burying wires in there. I just don't feel right about doing it. And it's easy to get these things off, because all you have to do is take dental floss and separate the tape. It doesn't take much, and you just take a little glue gun and you're all cleaned up out of the rental car. I really seriously need to go and have a backup camera that I can just throw in and get going. I think it might be my old camera that I had, and it has a forward camera and an interior camera, so that, it will be useful And in its own way, you know, I may also just, because it's a suction cup, these adhesives, they don't go nowhere. And I am just happy. I have to get out tomorrow. I have to clean the windows first because it just is annoying. And I just felt better that I was able to get out on my own power yesterday. So, I thank you very much for watching this. We will have a shootout between the Cobra and the Pioneer. I'm just a little miffed because, as you can see in the video, I can't take out the logo. Yeah. The biggest difference I see is that there's a little bit more options, although it is way easier app to use. But I can see some of the problems where I might not be able to use my car's Wi-Fi to do. Yes, I am tired. I can't use the Wi-Fi air, you know, CarPlay. I'm going to have to use the wired CarPlay so that I can easily still be able to use the app. Or I'm going to have to download the app and hook up the phone, another phone to it so I can get access to the videos. I will still be changing it out. And this is another big investment. SD card holder, and I 3D printed it. You know, great thing to have. And believe it or not, it's the lid that's the hardest part to print out of this because it's the lip going on a sling blade, on a sling bed. No, we're not getting into Sling Blade. Billy Bob Thornton is a great actor. Can play multiple characters, but the asshole, the smart aleck asshole, yeah, he's great at it. But this has gotten away from me. But hey, folks, do your own research on what you need for equipment. But always don't feel naked driving out there without having something covering your story about what you're doing. And yes, I would play the audio out of this, but I don't want copyright strikes or any issues. I just want to go and say this is a decent piece of equipment. I'd definitely stick at the 1080p mark and use it. And yes, we will eventually have a shootout of all the cameras that I used. Including the Wise cameras, which use a cloud storage. So, you have yourself a great day and best of luck. I need to get some sleep. You have a good one.